Okay, so I'm going to talk about why content destroyed art. And I don't mean destroyed as in it's gone, I just mean that it destroys the motive behind art, I guess. So a lot of people create content just to create content, right? And that's why we get the word content, because content and art are inherently not the same, I guess. And what this word content means is it's just what is content? It's just something that fills something up, right? So that's why the reason there's so many videos and a lot of short form content, especially that's just mindless. We call it brain rot, but you can call it whatever you want. It's just content. That's all it is. It's just it fills space. And art is something that fills space, right? Music fills time. Physical art fills physical space, right? So content is filling the space of the internet, the gaps of the internet, because in order for the internet to become a system, so things will inherently self-organize, right? So the internet self-organizes in the way that we created it, I guess, and it's born out of the capitalist system where more users, more income, more money, right? Users and usage generates income for people. That's just a fact. So that the more that there is to sift through, the more time you're going to spend on it. And it almost becomes like a slot machine, right? Every time you open YouTube or every time you open TikTok, the algorithm is like, it's a slot machine, custom tailored to you. And it has to show you some shit that you're not going to like. But it's not anything that's going to challenge your values or anything that's going to, make you feel bad. It's just going to be something that's not going to entertain you. So then you swipe through it and then you scroll on to the next thing, and that just keeps you engaged. It really is like a slot machine, because when you find something that you engage with and you find something that you like, it's like you get that dopamine hit. It's no different than a gambling psychoanalysis where you hit a jackpot, big dopamine rush, right? Or you're close to hitting a jackpot, kind of a dopamine rush. You don't hit it, your dopamine drops, right? Same with the internet. So you get something you don't like, dopamine drops. What do you got to do? You got to find something else to up that. You find something you like, boom, you're hooked, right? And it's not like there was, a lot of people will claim that there's some evil force behind everything manipulating it. And it's kind of true, but it's not like, it's not true in the way that there's like a cabal of people making it so. It's just the system that we built it on self-organized it into being this way. So there has to be mindless content. There has to be something to fill the void. There has to be a video in between videos. Which is why there's such a rise in the prevalence of things like brain rot or even just mindless content, Especially with these AI videos that are coming out. It's very easy to make AI content because you just give it a prompt, it makes a video, boom, you post it. That's cheap, that's easy. And then for the same people, you scroll through that. That's something to fill that space, something to drop your dopamine so that the next thing can hit your dopamine. And like I said, there's no evil force behind it. This was not, the original intention. It was just how things have self-organized. But that being said, people catch on to that, especially people who benefit from it. So they realize that, promoting things like these mindless videos, these brain rot, whatever you want to call it, is continuing to fill the space, continuing to make the internet an even bigger pool to draw from. And that becomes a problem when there are people who are genuinely trying to make art or genuinely trying to put something on the internet to help the world or just to express themselves, because it just gets lost in all mindless content. So that there's so many talented people. I look through my YouTube, there's people that are, very, very talented, very good musicians writing their own original things, and I find them very profound. And I find very profound art pieces all over the internet, and it's just lost in the sauce, you know? And it's not going to get promoted because it's not something to fill the void. It's something fulfilling, and fulfillment is not a very profitable business model. That's just the fact of the matter. And I'm not on here just complaining about it. I'm just bringing awareness to the fact that that's how things are ran. And it's a self-organized system. It's nothing, perpetuated intentionally. It's just perpetuated by the fact that we all partake in it. So if we could all just consciously shift into, hey, I'm going to watch something that's not just filling my time. I'm going to watch something that's fulfilling me or helping fulfill somebody else. Because, clicking on a video, I don't think you realize how far it goes for somebody trying to make a name for themselves, I guess, or trying to put their art out into the world. Like, just clicking on a video, watching it 15 seconds, just see if you like it, give it a chance, and I think that would be such a big shift, bigger than we could even conceive. And the impact of that would pretty much completely tarnish all of this mindless bullshit that's out there.